Good afternoon and welcome. We've got another fertility talk today, and today we're talking to Professor Igno Siebert, and he's from Aevitas Fertility Clinic, and they are out in Pinelands in Cape Town. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us today.
But thank you very much for you, and thank you for the time that you put in via Fertility Solutions to also, to engage with us as doctors, with the patient, and to try to make this journey a little bit more easier for everyone involved. So thank you for the opportunity.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Doctor. So I'm not gonna get straight into the talks. So we got a few questions for you, Doctor, and I'm gonna get to the first one. It says, what drew you to the field of reproductive medicine, and what continues to motivate you in your work with patients today?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So I was not, it was not my primary idea to become a reproductive specialist. I worked for a year in Australia. I had a wonderful opportunity to have a exchange here while I was a registrar. And I then met a lady called Margaret Davey, and she was a gynae oncologist. And that was then my
Yeah.
passion. I wanted to do gynae oncology. And I came back, I did my finals, and there was no job for me. And Professor Kruger heard that I was looking for a job. So I was the June going back to Australia. So that was now 2002, going back to Australia, family on their way. And he said, listen, come and work with me for 6 months. I've got an opening. Yeah, the rest is history. And I was completely blown away by, yeah, just the need and the emotions of
Yeah.
people wanting to have a baby. So oncology, on the one hand, it's tough because people can die. But on the other hand, reproductive medicine,
Yeah.
on an emotional journey for me, yes, we need to be so involved and taking care of your patient. So, yeah, so I landed by chance in the
Yeah.
reproductive medicine field, and I'll never regret it. And I'll
Wow.
never regret staying in South Africa. I was on my way to Australia, and yeah, that's how I ended up in reproductive medicine.
Wow. And how amazing was that you'd met Professor Kruger? I mean, for him
Yes,
to be the one.
absolutely. So he was ever since a mentor of mine
Yes.
on a personal level, on a reproductive level. Yeah, and he's a good barometer on
Yes.
all my aspects of life. So
That's amazing.
very privileged to be able to have worked with him, and yeah, to take on the baton from somebody of
Gotcha.
his capacity. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Doctor. Our next question is, what advice would you give to patients preparing for their first fertility consultation?
Yeah, so yeah, it's many people say, please don't read.
Mm,
I love it if you come to me and you're informed.
yes,
But one must remember, as a layperson, you can be so much informed. Yeah. It's just so much that you know.
yes,
And I always, a little bit of knowledge is much better than nothing.
yes,
So I love it if patients have read, and then I can guide them because there are
yes,
many misconceptions on YouTube, on Google, and then you come in with a certain idea, hey, this is my diagnosis.
yeah,
This is the end of the world. But it's good
yeah,
because you've got a perception, and then I can help you and I can guide you. So to be informed, to be an informed person, I
yeah,
think is excellent, excellent, and I love it. So I love my patients if they're informed, and then it's also my challenge. So if I'm
yes,
not up to date, then they're going to teach me something.
yeah.
So that's for me. Be informed when you come to me.
Wow, that's good. Our next question is, what do you wish more patients understood about the fertility journey, especially in terms of timing, expectations of or emotional preparation?
Yeah, yeah, that's all your questions. It's an excellent question because the one thing that we can't do is we can't guarantee you an outcome.
No.
And if people can just, if you come to a fertility specialist, is to be open, because then why do you come? If you made up your mind and you're a lay person, why do you come and seek help? So be open, be informed, be open, and then, do that timelessly. Because the one thing that we see is that people come to us too late in their journey. They've been trying, they run around, they go to not that it's wrong, to the GP, to the general gynecologist, spend time for years, then they end up, and then the eggs are too old, or the patient has got a problem. So come to us informed, come early, and be open-minded when you get to a fertility clinic, and so that we can guide you.
Yeah.
And the other thing that is also very important for me, if you're uneasy with the information that you get from me, get a second opinion. Before you make a call or jump, get a second opinion. Because, we see so many a times that it's just this one track, and then it's too late really to change that medication or your management plan.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're uneasy, get a second opinion, but be open-minded when you come to a fertility clinic.
Oh, that's great advice. Thank you, doctor. In your experience, what is one myth or common misunderstanding about fertility treatment that you'd like to correct?
What I just said, that we can give you a guarantee.
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
can't. We are not God. We can't play God. We
Yes.
can guide you. We can help you. We can do our best, but it's not a guarantee. So don't postpone that inevitability to get to somebody for help. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Get there earlier, early in the journey, so that you can give us as fertility specialists the best chance to help you.
Okay.
I see so many a time a woman walking into the clinic at 44, 45, because IVF is now the answer. And
Yes.
it's completely misinformed, a misinterpretation of reality.
Yeah. Thank you. What advances or changes in fertility care over the past few years have made the biggest difference for your patients?
I think, because if there's one thing, let me go one step back. We can do surgery on a myoma. We can sort out different issues with surgery. We can do IVF for a male factor. We can do IVF for tubal factors, but we can't change the age of an egg. We can't change the age of an egg. So the one thing then that really changed my world is to be able to help to preserve fertility at an earlier age if you haven't met the right person. If you haven't decided whether you want to have children or not, and you're younger than 35 or close to 35, freeze your eggs so that when you decide to do that at 42 or 43, we can use those eggs. So I think good outcomes with freezing of eggs with young people has really changed my world.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how long ago has freezing of eggs been, happening or available
No,
in South
excellent
Africa?
question. No, but it's an excellent question.
Yeah.
You know that this whole story started around about 2011, when by Catholic law, you were not allowed to freeze embryos. Okay. So now if you've got 10 eggs and you might have 3 or 4 embryos, you're not allowed. What are you doing with the embryos? You can't discard them. So what they then started to do is only to use 2 or 3 eggs in a cycle, and you freeze the eggs. But the journey of freezing of eggs is an incredible journey. So everybody started to freeze from 2010, 2011.
Okay.
But really, only in the last 5, 6, 7 years,
Yeah.
there's good results. You know, the first frozen embryo transfer was in 2005.
Oh,
No, earlier, not 2005, 1995, 1998. But since then, the success rate of frozen embryos is similar to fresh.
mm,
But that took a period of 5 to 10 years to have good protocols in place to get to that pregnancy rate. It's exactly the same as with freezing of eggs. When we started with freezing of eggs, nobody knew what the success. Now, today, we can say, hey, if you have so many eggs, you should have such a chance of pregnancy. So yes, it's a very interesting journey, and it's only recently, very recently,
yeah.
that we can quote good data on frozen eggs.
Okay.
Last 5, 6 years.
Thank you very much for that. Looking ahead, what developments in reproductive medicine excites you the most?
All the advancements to try to change the age of the egg, mitochondrial transfers. Um, uh, what can we do for a woman at 42, 43 with poor quality eggs to change the DNA, but not her genetics, the mitochondrial transfers, to try to help her with those eggs to have her own baby? So for me, it's about the egg, and the egg is the embryo, and the embryo is the baby.
Yes.
So if we can have good quality eggs,
Mm,
young, good quality eggs, that's the answer of success. So whatever we do, that should be our really the goal in future.
yes.
What research can we do? And there's many, it's not the purpose of the discussion today,
Yeah.
but there is a lot going on. And we had a chat previously on what are people doing to rejuvenate eggs. You
Mm,
get people that are just flogging a lot of supplements to women,
mm,
and it at extra cost with no proof. So
yeah.
really, if we can change that, it will be super.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Professor. I really appreciate you doing this talk. It's always very interesting. I'm always learning new things from you when I speak to you. So, and last time we had a discussion, it was also about embryos. And I know there was something I heard there and I was blown away by it. So appreciate your time today. We've got a lot coming on with the other doctors as well at Aevitas. We're doing some talks with them. So looking forward to it. But thank you again. If you'd like to get hold of Professor Siebert, he is at Aevitas Fertility Clinic. Their website is Aevitas Clinic, or is it Aevitas Fertility?
Yeah, www.evitas.co.za.
Avitas.co.za, that's correct. Or you can contact me there. You can go to the website or you can contact me directly and I can put you in contact with them at Avitas. So thank you very much. I don't know if you have
No
anything in
problem.
closing to say.
Yeah, I just think that it's a tough journey.
Yeah.
The journey of fertility issues is a tough journey. So a stable relationship is very important. Somebody to support your partner. Support is extremely important. And yeah, and be healthy, be from a mind point of view, psychologically, mentally, physically, be healthy.
Mhm.
Everything you can do to try to help you with your journey, because it's tough. But
Yes.
we are there to help you, and we can't guarantee, but most of the times we do, as fertility specialists, help the patient.
Thank you.
So yeah, fingers crossed for everybody on a fertility journey.
Thank you very much, Professor Siebert. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Enjoy
Bye.
the day. Bye
Thank you. Bye.
bye.
Wait.